It's really easy to take things personal when someone cuts us out of their life, or whether it's like directly towards you, someone telling you they don't want to be friends with you anymore or whatever. Or if it's like a social post where someone that you know, like, respect, trust, suddenly makes it very public that they don't want anyone in their lives that don't agree with everything they agree with. That's really hard. I've had it happen to me several times, and every time it's heartbreaking in a way, because it's someone I love to follow, someone that I learn from, someone that I love to have conversations with. And it's really hard when all of a sudden that person is not the person you thought they were. And it's easy to take it personal. And that's why I wanted to share today. You cannot take it personal. I know it's easier said than done, because it hurts my feelings too when it happens. But it's really not personal. It feels like it because they're saying, well, if you believe in this, then you and I have nothing else to say to each other. Or, if you believe in this, then I don't understand you, and we have very different things than what's right in life, or whatever it might be. There's lots of variations of the verbiage, but it's easy to take it really personal. But you have to remember that that's something that person is dealing with. It's something they're going through, and it honestly has nothing to do with you. Maybe something you posted is what was, what brought it on, or, the straw that broke the camel's back, like something you posted or you said. But it still has nothing to do with you. It's 100% them. And that's what's so important to remember. And knowing that and understanding it and believing it, it's hard. But once you start doing it and the situation arises more and more, you start to truly understand. And once you start to put those boundaries up for yourself, you can also understand more, because you're putting up the same boundaries, right? So if you're struggling with other people doing this to you, I encourage you to put up your own boundaries, and then you'll understand, because you'll see why, from like a totally different perspective, why people feel the need to put up those boundaries. So if you follow me and I post something and you're like, oh my gosh, like, this chick is batshit crazy, I cannot be part of her world, I don't believe anything she says anymore, I don't want to listen to what she has to say because of this one thing she believes in, that's totally fine. Like, that's up to you. Like, for me, it's sad that we can't have adult conversations and understand that other people have different viewpoints and different experiences in their lives and different intel on things than you might. But ultimately, it's your decision. So you have the power to set that boundary. If I bring up triggers for you, if things that I say on my blog, on my podcast, on my social media sites, if that brings up triggers that you can't handle or you're not ready to deal with, then you should unfollow me. You should unfriend me. You should move along, because my message isn't for you. It doesn't mean it won't be for you in the future. Maybe you'll come back around with new perspective and realize, oh, now I understand what Amanda was saying. Maybe not, and that's okay. Just remember, we're not for everyone. I'm not for everyone. You're not for everyone. But it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with ourselves, what's deep inside ourselves, and where we're at in our life journey, in our life experience, whatever you want to call it, in our spiritual awakening, in our relationship with God, whatever you want to call it, however you perceive that, it's okay. Like, just know that it's okay. And I've been making it very public that I'm not the type of person who is going to alienate somebody because they have different beliefs, because I don't think that's helping the situation. If I tell you, if you love Biden, then I don't want you in my life, well, I would lose like 98% of my family and friends probably. Definitely family, and I might still have a few friends left, but most of my family would be gone from my life. But I don't it's not that I'm saying it to try to keep people in my life. I'm saying it because I believe that we all have different experiences and we all come from different backgrounds. We've all had things happen in our lives that have brought us to where we're at right now. We all have experiences that shape our beliefs and how much we can handle right now, right? We're all on different parts of our journey. So if, Jenny isn't ready to open her eyes to more possibilities than the one thing that she sees and believes in right now, then she's going to be triggered by listening to me talk about all of these different ideas. I don't have just one like set mindset, a mindset where I'm just like straight on one thing. This is all it is, because I know it's not true. And I know that none of us see the full picture of anything. Like we each are shown things, whether, depending on your beliefs, whether it's by God, by the universe, by advertisements on social media, in our email. There's powers that be that make it so we only see certain things. So a good example is my coach and I were having a conversation the other day, and I was worried about something. And she said, "What are you talking about?" And I said, "Well, it's all over my social media. It's all over everything. All I see is about this big problem." And she's like, "I haven't seen a single thing about that." And that was a really good reminder to me that we can't just rely on what we see in the media. We can't rely on what we see on the news, on social media, in our email, wherever you're getting your information. We can't just rely on one place or one idea, because we're not being shown the full picture. And we have to remember that. And I think if more people remembered that, they would be less judgmental on each other. There would be less divides among us all, because we would remember that there's more than just what we're shown. There's more than just what we know. We go to the doctor because we have an issue, right? We need fixed. Something hurts. Something doesn't feel right. Something new is growing on us, whatever. We go to the doctor because we have an issue and we need another perspective. So it's no different than anything else in our lives. We talk to other people because we need other ideas and perspectives. So I might have, pain in my wrist, and I think, oh, I must have carpal tunnel. But I don't know for sure. There's more conversations that need to be had. There's more testing that needs to be done. And I need other people to help me with that. I might need multiple people. I might need to go to multiple doctors, have multiple tests done to figure out what's actually causing my wrist pain. So how is it any different with our beliefs on politics? How is that any different? I'm gonna leave on this note. And I hope that you'll take some time to think about what I've said and reflect on it, because it doesn't just affect you and your business. It also affects your personal relationships. And those are important. Personal relationships, business relationships, they're all important. And more than anything, the reason I step out of my comfort zone and talk about this stuff publicly is because I know at the end of the day that nobody has our backs except each other. Whether you're a Trump fan or a Biden fan or a fan of anyone else, left, right, blue, red, purple, yellow, I don't care. Like, no matter what, when it comes down to it, when shit hits the fan, all we have is each other. And if we're all so divided that we hate each other, or we've blocked each other off from communication because we don't agree on one thing, or we see someone differently than another person sees them, then we're not going to have each other when we need each other. When you're sick, when you have an emergency surgery and you need help with your kids, you need help with your laundry, making food, picking up groceries, cleaning your toilets. Sorry, but Trump and Biden aren't going to be there to help you with those things. But your neighbor, your friends, your family, they're going to be there to help you with those things. So I urge you to think about that. Think about, no matter what happens politically, no matter what happens in this crazy world we're in, we need each other. We need community. And I 100% believe in having boundaries and cutting off people who are not good for you and your mental health. I 100% believe in that. But you need to think about the reasons why. Is cutting someone off because they believe in the Constitution and the First and Second Amendments, because they believe in those things? They believe in protecting themselves and their families and their rights and their freedoms? Does that mean they're a horrible person and that they shouldn't be in your life anymore? Is that what that means to you? Should another person not like somebody because they don't believe in having a gun in their home? If you tell me I don't believe in having a gun in my home, fine. I don't care if you have a gun in your home. I might not let my kids stay the night at your house because I don't think you can protect them. But I don't care if you have a gun in your home or not. If someone tells me they do have a gun in their home and my kid wants to go visit their house, am I going to ask you about if things are locked up securely? Yeah. Am I going to let my kids stay with somebody who doesn't practice safe gun use and management? No. Like, do you see what I'm trying? Do you understand where I'm coming from? Just because someone has different beliefs and ideas than you, it doesn't mean that they're a bad person or they shouldn't be in your life. Do you have to have boundaries? Absolutely. There's people I have to have strong boundaries with, but I choose to because they're still a good person regardless of our differences. My sister and I have very different political differences. Does that mean that she's not going to have my child if, my husband and I were to die? No. I'm not. So we can learn to accept people for who they are and their beliefs, and we can gently have them be, exposed to ours. But when it becomes a fight, an argument, trolling, bullying, when it becomes a toxic environment, that's not okay. All right. I hope that this has brought up some things to think about, maybe to journal about, have conversations about. I have recently announced that I'm going to be talking more publicly about these really hard issues over on my personal blog, The Wanderful Mom. So that's a really good place to connect with me, to talk about, all this hard, scary, deep, emotional junk. And I definitely encourage you to start having those conversations, whether it's with me, with your family, your friends, a new friend, whoever it might be. Have the conversation. We are all we have. We have each other. When shit hits the fan, you have me and I have you. You have your neighbors, your friends, your family. Let's love each other. I feel like total, hippie, but I don't care. I don't care. I truly believe, in loving each other and accepting and being as peaceful as we can with each other, because there's so, much unrest in the world and other places. So let's create peace around ourselves as much as we can. All right. Have a great day.